Hey everybody, what is going on? This is NGS back at Otakon 2015. I've got a very special guest, the one and only
Kaiji Tang. How's it going? I'm a voice actor, and I'm really happy to be on your interview.
Awesome, nice to meet you, man.
Nice to meet you, man.
Sweet. So for the folks at home, let them know what you've done in the past.
Sure. So if you play a lot of games, I've been in things like Fire Emblem Awakening as Owain. I was in Bravely Default as Dr. Kata. In anime, you can watch me as Sumagu Kinagase in Kill la Kill, and Archer in Unlimited Blade Works, Fate Stay Night.
And because I'm such a giant Tales fan, I gotta mention it.
Wingull, absolutely, from Tales of Exilia and Exilia 2. Yes, one of my favorite video game characters ever.
So, let's talk about Wingull for a second.
Absolutely, let's talk about Wingull.
That was one of the questions y'all sent in. Let's talk about the Mystic Art.
Lightning Nova.
Yeah.
Lightning Nova! Everyone.
So, what was the process when you're getting in to record the character?
God, man. Okay, let me tell you about Long Tao.
Yeah.
So I came into the studio to record, and I didn't know that much about the character. They gave me the rundown as I came in, but I felt like they were trying to explain what Long Tao was. And they didn't quite know how to put it. They're like, it's this made-up language, sort of, but not. We have a rough translation here, I guess. And they basically took the Japanese Long Tao and phonetically translated it over for me to read. And the director was like, you know, seeing how this is a made-up language, we won't hold it against you if you want to just make something up. I'm like, but you've phonetically written it down. Let's just go with it. So I had, I want to say, less than a very small amount of seconds to get the entire thing out and then shout Lightning Nova real quick at the end. So in the game, I think you can sort of hear it too. It's like, boom, and then right after the Long Tao finishes, like, faster than a person can actually say, it's like, Lightning Nova! You know? They had to edit it together just to fit the Japanese timing. It's just very wonky. And in the second game, the time got even tighter.
Oh, Lord.
So, if you could imagine saying that entire thing in, I think, 3 seconds, less than 3 seconds, that's what I was working with right there. We don't have a choice when we translate these games over sometimes. It's just, this is the time you're given, and this is what you have to say. Good luck.
And they're just like looking at you with a smile.
Yeah, go for it. And I'm like, but my mouth and physically, Okay,
I'm gonna try. So you've been acting in a lot of anime, a lot of video games. Is that where you basically got your start, or have you been acting prior?
I actually came from a background of theatrical acting. I did
Nice.
on-stage stuff for about 8 years. Classical plays, musical theater, all that stuff. And then I actually transitioned into on-screen acting. I did a bunch of commercials for like Garmin, Discovery Channel. I was in a movie called Zombie Strippers.
Zombie Strippers?
My magnum opus, Zombie Strippers.
Hey.
It was actually, when I came to LA, I had a bucket list of things I wanted to do, right? I was like, I want to be a zombie in a zombie movie. Bam. First year. Zombie Strippers. With Jenna Jameson and Robert Englund.
Oh my God!
I know, you can find this movie somewhere. It's certainly a film that exists.
Zombie Strippers.
Zombie Strippers.
I'm definitely gonna look that up.
In the first 10 minutes, you'll see me as one of the principal zombies. It was something else, but yeah, that's what I did before.
You got one of the biggest things off the bucket list right there.
Right there, zombie movie, done. Let me tell you, if we have time, I'm gonna tell you a really quick funny story about Zombie Strippers. So we were shooting for a few days, and after the first day, I still had the whole costume on, like the bloody, drippy zombie makeup. I had black contact lenses in, you know, and they're like, all right, so you're coming back tomorrow, and you don't live that far away. If you want to just keep that outfit till tomorrow, as long as you bring it back, it's fine. I'm like, really? For serious? And they're like, yeah, it's a really cheap costume. I mean, even if you steal it, we don't care, you know. I'm like, oh, all right. So what I did was, after I got off set, I went to Ralph's. And went grocery shopping.
Oh my God.
Now, this was at like 11 p.m. midnight, right? And I just walk into the store and I'm like, what's up, to the security guard, and he's like, this dude didn't even bat an eye. He was just like, hey. And he just went back to like bringing the paper. I'm like, damn, you have obviously seen some, you have lived.
Was there a convention next door?
Right, exactly. And it was like a minimal deal. Like, no one really paid that much mind. They're just like, huh. I was like, Los Angeles, man, jaded folks.
It's like you go up to the cash register and it's just like, hey, how's it going? Okay, you have a loyalty card?
Yeah, exactly. The one was like, I'll take your card. I like your costume. Here's your food. I'm like, that was less exciting than I thought it was going to be.
Dang it. They make it sound so interesting. In the
Exactly.
So that is insanely awesome. As I was talking to some of the other voice actors, specifically J. Michael Tatum also comes from a theatrical background. Would you say that helped you along the way into transitioning?
Totally. For people who want to get into voice work, I would definitely recommend, if they're still in school or college or anything, to take theater. It gives you everything you need for voiceover. It gives you projection, it gives you enunciation, it gives you memorization for, like, specifically in dubbing, when you're looking at the script and then you have to look up and do a picture. It lets you memorize the line really quick, and it's great. It's great. So I definitely recommend, if you haven't, take some theater classes, do some plays.
Going back to some of the other characters you voiced in the past.
Yes.
Obviously, Fire Emblem is a huge franchise.
Yes, it is.
And you played Owain in Awakening.
Owain in Awakenings, yes. The favorite son. That was an amazing role to get to do, because I was a huge Fire Emblem fan before encountering Awakenings at all. So when I first went into audition, I wasn't sure, like, exactly what the game was. I was like, oh, these characters, blah 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 blah, and you know how in the game most of it is text?
Yeah.
We actually recorded, like, a lot of the text as voice files for the audition. So when Owain in the game shouts Radiant Dawn, and, we don't have the audio file, it does exist. It's in the sound bank somewhere at that studio. So I'm always like, dude, when are we getting, like, the DLC where we put, like, the actual lines in? You know what I'm saying?
Can they put that up on the eShop?
I know, right? That'd be awesome. It's like, how much work would that be, really, to put, like, an MP3 file inside?
Funny you mentioned this, and this is a completely off tangent. The new Tomb Raider game that came out for PS3 and 360 a couple years ago. I think in Japan they actually released the Japanese DLC voice pack.
Really?
Yeah. So,
it's possible. It's absolutely possible. I was in a game called Skullgirls. Yeah. And they, as part of their, like, Kickstarter thing, they're like, we will put in voice packs, like, left and right. That's not a problem. I'm like, it's not that hard, Yeah. So, more games, I think, should do more, like, voice pack DLCs. I think that'd be really funny.
Yeah. Is your sword hunting?
I have to control it.
Gotta control it. Lay down, sword! So, you do all this amazing stuff with anime, with video games, all this voice work, but I know you also do something on the side, on YouTube.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I actually, I run a YouTube channel with my friend Joseph Cervantes called Voices of Gaming. And it's a pet project of ours where we have, we have all these voiceover friends. We don't know how much of their games they actually play.
Right.
So we're going to just have them on and just play the games they're in and just record what happens.
Wow. That's, like, insanely cool.
Yeah, it's been really fun so far. We started with Skullgirls, and that's still some of our more popular videos because people really enjoy that cast. They have a really good synergy and energy with each other. And we did Street Fighter, and we have a couple of other ones in the works. I think League of Legends is in the works. We have, let's see, what else? We're planning to do possibly a Guilty Gear one. And yeah, we're just gonna see where it goes. It's not something we work on all the time. And if you follow us, you know we have a very erratic video release schedule, and I apologize.
Dude, I completely understand. I understand that. It's like, yeah, I'm back, upload 5 videos.
Right, exactly.
6 hours.
Exactly.
And then you disappear for 6 months.
I know. People are like, are you alive? It's like, yeah, that's cool. We're working.
I can see that as being pretty awesome. Like, let's say, for example, you know who would really suck for it? Like, let's say you're fighting a really hard RPG boss.
Yeah.
And you're like, let's say, for example, let's say, because your fight entails Zillia. Wingle.
Yeah.
Insanely hard for some people. So can you imagine, like, you playing as Jude, and then having to go up against Wingle when he does that Mystic Art. Like,
Actually, weird you say that. We recorded. It's not out yet, but we recorded the thing for another game that myself, Natalie Hoover, Erica Mendez were involved in called Fairy Fencer F.
Yes.
Yes. We did a voices gaming shoot for that, and it didn't last long because apparently we're really terrible at that game. So, like, half an hour in, we died. Like, straight up. And we're like, oh. Like,
do we put this online?
Yeah, like, this is like in the first part, wow, we're really terrible at this game. So, look forward to that when it's ultimately released. I'm confident that our editor will put in some sort of entertaining fluff.
Salvage it.
Yes, we'll fix it in post.
Yeah.
Joe, you got this, right? Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Everything's okay.
No one will know the difference.
No one will know the difference.
Except here on YouTube. You heard it first.
Yeah.
So, we are wrapping up this interview. If you want to let the fans know what you're going to be in the next year and a half, if you want to pimp some of the stuff you have going on, like your Twitter, Instagram,
yeah,
go
absolutely.
for it.
I would love to tell you what I'm going to be in the coming year, but then men in suits will come in and drag me away. I am under so many NDAs, I cannot. But look forward to a lot of game announcements, a lot of show announcements. You can follow me on Facebook. I think it's Facebook / Kaiji Tang Voice Monkey. Something like that. Or just type in Kaiji Tang. You can find me on Twitter. It's also Kaiji Tang. I'm also on Tumblr. So you can find me on there too. I think it's also Kaiji Tang.
Pretty universal.
Pretty universal. If you Google Kaiji Tang, you will find all these things. I'd love if you gave me a follow, and I'm pretty silly on social media, so we should have a pretty good time.
All sword hand memes aside.
Yes.
Well, dude, thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you, man.
I really appreciate it. And for all you guys at home, the wonderful Kaiji Tang, give him a follow, listen to his work. I'm NGS signing out, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.